As a former NFL player, I played in a few NFL playoff games for the New York Jets, alongside some of the greatest names in franchise history. Marty Lyons, Joe Klecko, Wesley Walker, Mickey Schuler, I was his backup, Freeman McNeil, and Kenny O'Brien, not to mention Mark Gastineau. So how long has my career sunk?
How low?
Okay. How low and how long has it sunk that I have to spend the day before Super Bowl with these two knuckleheads?
We've got a live studio audience, a tailgate party with Chef Tony D. Lots of talk about the big game with correspondents Greg Kohler from Seattle and Pete Torgerson from New England. We even have a roving reporter.
And we're packing so much into this week's extravaganza that we're going into overtime. The 90-minute Glory Days big game extravaganza with Rocky Klever starts right now. EatRadio.com.
Reminds me of the dungeon of Pulp Fiction. Oh.
Where's my cue? Hello again, everybody. Today is Saturday, January 31st, 2015, and you are watching The Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco. My name is Paul Descalfani, and that is my good friend Bruce Oler over there. And along for the ride today is our special guest, Rocky Klever. Applause! Kyle Melnick and Bonnie Schultz are behind the glass, and Chrissy Bogue will be our roving reporter for the show today. And you are joining us on the InRadio.com TV network, where we broadcast to the world from the InRadio studios at the Village Music Shoppy right here in beautiful Mastic, Long Island, in the great state of New York. Hello out there, studio audience. Yeah. That's kind of cool, right?
Yeah, it is.
We got a bunch of brave souls who have...
and we didn't even have to pay them.
No, actually, we did pay them.
Okay, all right.
You guys got munchkins, didn't you? All righty. Good morning, everybody. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine, thanks.
Thanks for coming out today. We, of course, it's the day before the big game, the Upper Old Bay, and we're going to talk about football today. We've got a cooking segment. We're going to talk about. It was just considered ball, or we're going to talk about footballs today. Wow, I'm excited.
You look it.
So let's start with what everybody's been talking about, this whole deflate game, the whole Deflategate thing. And we spoke last week, and the common sense says it's really a big nothing story.
I think it's nothing. I mean, when you think about it, this is a needle for football that basically you can deflate very easily. I think of it more as shrinkage because then it's not like an issue that somebody actually made it shrink. Right. I think it's just natural shrinkage. Well,
we talked about last week about the fact that it is possible that the balls were already shrunk before the game even started. And that when they went to measure them at halftime, well, sure, of course they were still shrunk. Mm-hmm. So that really that means that the New England Patriots submitted shrunken balls before the game even started. Yep. Right? And is that a crime? I don't know.
Well, if there was something deliberate, if that was deliberately done, I would say yes. If they knowingly gave these balls, these underinflated balls, and they weren't measured, then I would say there's some deliberate, intention there. And I would say they should be penalized.
Well, the officials have to check it, correct?
That's right. Well, and if they didn't, right. I mean, if they didn't, well, then all bets are off. I mean, a Kraft during the week he's expecting apology from the NFL if the NFL, doesn't find any guilt there.
Right.
I mean, that's a little insane too, don't you think?
Yes.
Okay.
I think the whole thing's insane. Because this is how it happens. This is where I brought the football. And I picked the one with my name on it. Just so we wouldn't have to talk about Tom Brady's balls. We could talk about mine. So, with pregame warm-up and everything going on, the quarterback will get a ball and throw it. When he touches it and grabs it, he's like, oh, that's either a little bit too hard or a little bit too soft.
When he
to
touches
his own
his
liking.
balls, huh?
Yeah, when he touches, now he touches Rocky's balls.
I really wish we had the bell.
So if you tell the ball boy, hey, that ball's a little firm, all he has to do is this. And that's it. So that took, 2 seconds?
Yeah.
To make it to where it's to his liking. Now this one, I like this a little better. Whereas like Ken O'Brien, he liked a really firm ball, so he didn't really care how he got it.
Is it easier for the receivers to catch if it's softer?
I imagine. I don't know. I mean, when the ball's flying at you, you catch it. You're
not really checking
right,
it.
And I think Tom Brady threw an interception, so that guy caught it, and he was a linebacker, right?
That's exactly right.
And those guys can't catch.
No.
That's why they're linebackers. If they could catch, they'd be tight ends. So it's not that difficult to tamper with a ball. Plus, nobody ever says, hey, don't tamper with the balls.
Right. But that made a pretty big whooshing noise when you stuck that pin in there, Don't you think somebody would hear that on the sideline, too?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, the other sideline, they wouldn't hear it.
Yeah. Right.
But, now they have those microphones that are all over the place. I mean, you hear, you do hear some things probably you shouldn't hear once in a while, right?
Yeah, and then it's good to lip read some of the things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I remember the inside the NFL that. And those NFL highlight shows and stuff, when they used to be able to catch people picking their nose. They'd have people, murmuring stuff under their breath. But nobody has anything like that for this particular thing.
Yeah, one of the best things Joe Klever ever did, he jumped off sides, so it was like 1st and 5. Then he jumped off sides again for a first down. And he went to the official when he was saying what happened. He cursed into the official's face, which was over the mic and over the entire stadium. Like you're full of something
of
juice,
of crap.
Yeah. Those type of things. It's a football game. I don't believe that it's the same thing as doctoring a baseball. Okay, doctoring a baseball changes the way it moves, and it gives the advantage more to the pitcher that he could do things with it.
Now, why couldn't they, though, at the same time, in bed, stick something on the football, okay, that would attach to the glove or whatever, so that you would never miss it?
Thing?
Well, could you do something like that?
Well, I mean, gloves came out when I was still there.
I was going to ask you about that.
But with those gloves, I don't know how they ever drop a ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than Stickum, and guys were wearing Stickum back then, and then they made Stickum against the law, and then they started wearing gloves.
Now they have these gloves that are unbelievable.
I mean, some quarterbacks wear gloves, some don't, so that's just a preference thing.
Now, you've never had you've never done anything to help you catch the ball, have you?
No. Other than try to get Kenny O'Brien to throw me more, but I never really did anything to catch it.
Well, maybe you weren't paying him enough.
I didn't have anything to pay him.
What kind of salary did you guys make?
My first year, I made $60,000 the year, and with a $5,000 bonus.
That was 1983, is that right?
Yeah, 82, 83, yeah. So, I had no money left over to get fined or to get anything like that. Yeah.
So you couldn't really take a chance.
Right. And then I think my last year I made $225, which was...
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I was very happy with it, yeah.
Hey, should we go find out what's going on outside?
Ooh.
Can we go check out what's going on?
Wow.
Oh, look at that. Okay, so out in the parking lot here in the Arabio Studios is our roving reporter, Chrissy Bogue, and a man that has appeared on this show numerous times,
Little Anthony the Imperial one.
Hey guys, what's going on outside?
Hey guys, Chrissy Vogue here with Chef Tony D. We're freezing out here. It's cold. How do you feel, Tony?
Good. I feel good. I'm happy to be back in the Enravio studios. Thank you, Chuck and Bonnie, for inviting me to come down. Paul, Disco, and Rocky, our guest, studio audience down there in the basement in our plush studio. A little cold out here.
It's freezing. How you standing it out here?
Keeping us warm. We're doing all right.
All right, so what do you got here? Because I guess I'm going to have to let go of my diet this week.
Well, I decided I was going to do some stuff for the Seattle fans and some stuff for the Patriot fans. Oh. So there's an appetizer and kind of a main course and a dessert for each. So I have the appetizers out on the table, and we're gonna start. We can serve those anytime. The studio audience wants to run up here and grab something, that'll be fine. Can we have a close up at the table?
Looks amazing.
Tell them real quick what we have. Okay, so what we have is I've made some bruschetta, spiced it up a little bit with some hot jalapeno peppers and some toasted bread. And that's really nobody's. That's not a particular team. But for our Seahawks, I've got Pacific salmon. Okay, and we've made that with some avocados and goat cheese. And it's got some like a dill mustard going on there, so that's pretty good.
Very good. The avocado is good for my diet.
That's good. Yeah, well, a lot of fat in avocados, but that's okay.
It's good fat. It's good fat.
And for the New England fans, we have a traditional clam chowder, okay, which is New England style clam chowder, which is the white, right? Everyone gets that mixed up, the white and the red, but it's the white.
It looks great.
And we're all ready to try. Would you like to make one of the appetizers?
I don't know if I'm a good cook, chef, but I will try.
All right. So the thing about tailgating is it needs to be easy, it needs to be portable, and it needs to be tasty, right? Because you want your friends and your family to really enjoy it. So
and you want them to come back next year.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
Come back next year. Okay. Here we go. All right, so we took some regular bread, some baguettes, standard bread.
Okay.
And I toasted it before I came, and I brought it in a little Ziploc bag. And we bought some salmon, and I'll put it up here if you can't see it. Bought some salmon from our local Costco BJ's. It's already been smoked, and it's pretty easy to do. So what I'm going to do is, I like to use my hands when I cook, but it's okay to
You
bring
need gloves out here. It's cold.
Yeah, well, I have rubber gloves. They're a little stiff. A little stiff from the cold wind, but you know what? Are you righty or lefty?
I'm righty.
You're righty. Okay, let me have your right
Here we go.
hand, and you're good.
Now, how long have you been a chef for?
Okay. I'm not really a chef, a school chef.
What is this? I'm getting punked.
I am the chef of friends and family, is what it comes down to. I'm a homeschooled guy when it comes to cooking and making things, and cooking is just imagination. So if you have a good imagination, you're not afraid to experiment a little bit. You'll be
Looks amazing. I trust you, chef.
okay. So here we go. Take a piece of toast. We'll do it together. All right, and peel off a piece of salmon.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll do that right there, just like that.
All right.
And we can put a little bit of this is a little bit of onion. Okay, and a little bit of green pepper. All right, and then we have some goat cheese. I'm gonna put mine down so
I never tried that before.
Goat cheese is really sweet. This happens to be a little bit of honey goat cheese, which makes it real sweet.
Okay.
And that's basically it. You could put a little
Any
bit
sauce?
of mustard on. There's a little bit of dill mustard, and that's it.
Not your traditional pigs in a blanket.
Not your traditional pigs in a blanket, but probably easier because you really don't have to do anything. So here you go. Bon appetit.
It looks great. Cheers.
And cheers back to you guys
Back to you
in
guys.
the stadium. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chef Tony. It's good. It really does.
You know it looks cold out there, doesn't it?
We'll be over there later on, right?
All righty. So, with all the rest of the stuff that's been going on, you've obviously played in playoff games.
Yes.
And there's a lot more intensity to the playoff games. What's the difference between like your preparation for a playoff game and your preparation for like a regular season game?
I don't think that much. Other than the coaches are a little tighter, they're the ones that put more time in it. We just watch film. You kind of take it the same way. It's just it is amplified a little bit.
Well, it's basically a one and done.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
still a game. I mean, if you don't play that way during regular season, usually your team won't make it to the playoffs.
Did I pay a little more attention to make sure you really have the ball secure? Because you figure these guys are they got to be going for the ball a lot more in a high stakes game, don't you think?
I don't know about doing more to keep
Yeah.
it secure because you're supposed to keep it secure
but
anyway.
make sure it's in
Yeah.
the forefront of your mind there.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely try harder, but you prepare the same. I mean, we watched a lot of film, just like they probably watch more film now. Plus, with technology, it's easier for them to
Right.
watch it. I mean, I was still playing when we did the old films, like the old 8mm click back and forth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They those type of film sessions. Now we all hear about it, but we've never actually sat in on them. And I guess from a layman perspective, we see only what we see on TV. You guys get this overhead view, which I never understood because you're looking at an overhead view and you're trying to understand the formations, and I don't see how that translates to when you're actually on the field because you can't.
You're not looking at it from
above. Can you see that?
Well, we usually had the things that we used to watch were the end zones, and they were called the tight end zones, where you could see like tight end to tight end, and you could for blocking.
Oh, okay.
Right, or pass protection a little bit, and then the sidelines where you could see both offense and defense and see the whole coverage. We never really did like an aerial view type thing. But we also didn't have that camera that used to go along with it. Yeah,
like they have now.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice. Do you? There's what 60 guys? Is it 60?
Well, back then there was only like 45.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have guys that just when it got to a playoff game, they just were different? They were either obviously the guys like Klecko and Lyons. Those are special players, but do some of the players just maybe not be able to handle the pressure, or could you see that when you're in the locker room? Were they a little different?
Again, Klecko was always the same for pregame. That Joe Klecko, Marty Lyons kind of followed his lead. Gastineau never said anything. Ken O'Brien, he just kind of handled the offense. Those guys that are really good like that, they kind of play every game the same. I
guess you really have to.
Yeah. Now I can see if you get to the Super Bowl that you get tight.
Nervous.
Yeah, you get a little nervous. But look what Denver did last year. I mean, those guys should not have been tight. And
they were, boy.
Yeah.
They were
They
a drum.
never recovered
Right.
from the first play.
That's right.
Right after that
The
first
safety,
play,
right?
I don't think.
yeah,
they
and we
ever
talked
recovered
about
from
that because I went to the Denver game this year and they did the same exact thing with the fumbled snap or whatever, the bad snap.
And maybe it's the stadium.
Maybe.
Now you played at Shea Stadium.
Yes, I didn't really play that much at Shea Stadium. Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
We went to many a game at Shea Stadium as fans, and it was loud. It was raucous. It was there was a lot of adult beverages being served. Actually, we were at the playoff game, not the playoff game, the game that got them into the playoffs, where we all ran out onto the field and we pulled the goalpost down. I don't know if most people know, but goalposts, they're as thick as like telephone poles.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And
When everything started coming down, we started moving away, man.
I remember being on the field going, go, and somebody's pulling it down, and all of a sudden the thing goes, and it started falling down.
Get the hell out of the way,
You
man.
gotta get out of the way of this. But you guys, but then they got to the Meadowlands, and it was a little sanitized. It was, it wasn't this one gigantic urinal that Shea Stadium was. And from a fan point of view, I guess the sight lines were better and stuff. But as a player, did it sound differently?
Well, I personally like grass better than AstroTurf.
Right.
Now I guess the athletic turf is a lot better, but that Shea, the grass, it wasn't. I mean, the tailgaters, like you said, Meadowlands got to be a little more like people in limos and
Right.
fur coats and all that stuff. Yes.
The very polite applause. There's not too many people not wearing shirts at the
Yeah. And they kind of show up late, leave early.
Well, it's not so much showing up late. It was a pain in the butt to get there. You know,
That's true.
I mean, going to Shea Stadium was always so much better. I mean, let's face it, the Jet fan base was basically Long Island, mostly Long Island. And getting there was just great. You drive in, you walk in. Once we got to the Meadowlands, it was over a bridge or two.
Yeah.
You had that whole Route 3 and Route, whatever the other route is that's there. It was hard as a fan to get there. And if you didn't get there early enough, you weren't getting there till the second quarter.
Well, my first couple of years at Shea, the players got to stay in their own houses. We didn't stay in a hotel.
Oh, okay.
So then once we went to the Meadowlands, you had to, because I think, guys would never get there on time.
No, it was
Yeah, so we'd go and stay the night
So when you
before,
guys used to practice at Hofstra then?
Yeah.
Okay, so and there was a lot of people that lived down in, I guess, Long Beach or whatever, or Lido Beach. Is that where you lived? Or what? Yeah?
Yeah. Point Lookout.
Yeah, Point Lookout.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
That was fun, too. Yeah. Because there was probably 10 guys
Yep.
living in Point Lookout.
A lot of
Used to
bars
go to
there, too.
Angelo's. Yeah. Yeah, that happened sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were telling us a story about OBI last week.
Yeah.
Now, was that the OBI in Long Beach or the one out in
At Oak Beach.
at Oak
Do
Beach?
we need to talk about concussions now? Because I don't know which was which. Yeah, it was the OBI. It was nice. There was water.
That was the one.
Yeah.
That was the one in Oak Beach. Then, yeah.
Yeah, Oak Beach. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
We used to like that place.
Oh yeah, it
All
was a
the
good
OBIs
place.
were
Yeah.
good. All the OBIs were good.
It was a good place.
There were a
How
lot
we
of
doing
Long
on
Island
time
girls
over
there.
there?
Yeah,
That's right.
With the high hair. Yeah,
Rap?
Long Island girls were nice
Go to
there.
break. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna go to a break. We're just getting started here on the Glory Days Big Game Extravaganza. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about two guys who have their fingers on the pulse of their respective cities. Sounds good, doesn't it? Greg Kohler, live from Seattle, and Pete Torgerson, live from New England. Later on, we'll go outside. We'll hang out with Tony. We'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Raul Panther.
And I'm Commander B. Hawkins.
And I'm Mark. We're some of the Proto Men. If we see you without this bracelet, you're punching the But if you have this bracelet from InRavio.com, you can win $100.
Put one of these on, or else.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com. InRavio.com wants you. InRavio provides the best in TV, film, post-production, and so much more. And we're growing. Right now, we're looking for a team of pros that can join us. So what are you waiting for? We need show hosts, production crew, marketing gurus, sales experts, audio engineers, lighting, visual effects, and camera crews. We want you. Go to enravio.com/join the team.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or the flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural.
And organic.
But strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
Steak, you're selling the sizzle rate.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the Glory Days Show with Bruce and Disco.
All right.
And our wonderful
They woke up over there. We were putting them to sleep. I think we were putting them to sleep a little while ago.
We are joined today by Rocky Klever, who has played in an NFL playoff game or two in his career.
Was it 2 or 3?
Again, you want me to remember? I think it was 3.
Okay,
And
I
the biggest
thought so.
one was Cleveland, where we lost at the very end, and we were way ahead, and that would have made us play Denver.
Devastating loss.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
So are you guys going to, I mean, we're all most likely going to watch the game. Do we care as long as the Jets aren't in it? Have you cared about a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I
like Seattle.
If you're a fan of the sport, I think you want to see the game. You want to see
I'm having
the
a Super Bowl party. I didn't invite you to. But.
I'm sure the invitation got lost in the mail.
I don't think I have your address. I grew up in Portland, Oregon, which is really close to Seattle. Mm-hmm. And then in junior high, I moved to Alaska, Seattle is still Alaska's team. So I'm kind of rooting for Seattle.
Now you said when you so to speak bet or you make a prediction, you like to pick the team that you like.
Yes.
So you like Seattle.
I like Seattle. Yeah.
Okay.
Is Greg on the phone here?
And that's going to be good because on our phone is a Jet fan who's a transplanted New Yorker. He was also instrumental in the FireJohnIdsit.com movement. He may be living out in Seattle, but he mostly bleeds green and white. Mm-hmm. So on our phone is Greg Kohler. Greg, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I am. How's it going, guys?
Hey, good morning. Thanks for joining us out there early in Seattle.
Yeah, no problem.
How are things going out there? Is everyone kind of excited about the big game on tomorrow?
Oh yeah, they're planning for the post-game riots if they win. So
What kind of things will they destroy in Seattle?
Oh God, probably nothing.
Starbucks.
We've got Rocky Klever here in the studio with us.
Hey Rocky, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Greg?
Good.
So tell us a little bit about if you think. Now I know that obviously you're a Jet fan, but you are the only person that we know out in Seattle, so you're the best we could find. So is Seattle going to win this game today? Tomorrow?
Are they going to win? Yeah, I think so. I definitely think they're going to win. I think they're probably going to win big. I know I thought they were going to beat Green Bay pretty big, and they obviously didn't. But I think the AFC in general is really weak, and I think the NFC is really strong. And I just cannot see the Patriots pulling this out. Now, and I don't want the Patriots to win. I don't want Seattle to win. I don't like either team, but Seahawks they're too tough. Their defense is too good.
They've only allowed, they went like their last 6 games, they allowed 39 points, but then in the 2 playoff games, they allowed 39 points.
Yeah, well, because in the last 6 games, if you look at it, they didn't play any quarterbacks in those games. They played some terrible quarterbacks and terrible offenses. So, you also got to look at their competition. But
you like Green Bay?
Not including Green. No, I mean their last regular season.
Oh, their last 6 regular season games.
Yeah,
okay.
regular season games. Yeah, no, the playoff games, of course. I mean, Cam Newton, they Cam Newton and the Panthers, the amount of yardage they got on Seattle was astounding. I mean, they moved the ball with ease really against them that whole game. But I don't care. Seattle's too strong. Marshawn Lynch is insane. He's completely insane. They won't be able to stop him. If the Jets could rush for 220 yards against the Patriots, I don't think Seattle's going to have much of a problem.
Well, that's probably true. I mean, do you? Why do you like Seattle, Rocky?
Just because I grew up close to that. And my mom lives right across the river in Astoria, Oregon. That's about it.
Hey, listen, I personally like Seattle, but I don't know if I like Seattle because I just don't like New England or, something along those lines. It's hard. I mean, for me, it's going to be a toss-up game. I think. I'd love to see Seattle win.
Well, we thought that last year, too, and it was just amazing how poorly Denver played and how well Seattle played in that game, you know? I don't know if it came down to preparation or not, but it just seemed like the one team was much more prepared than the other team.
Hey, Greg, other than being outscored by New England, is there any chance that Seattle doesn't win this game?
Is there any chance they don't win this game? I mean, unless they just put up 24, 28 points. If they do what Green Bay did to Seattle, except score touchdowns instead of field goals, yeah, they're not going to win. But I can't see New England doing that. I can't see it.
But both Seattle and New England led the league, led every team in the postseason so far with touchdowns scored and third down conversions made, which means they didn't settle for a lot of field goals. They keep moving the chains. That's the key to what you.
Well, that's what sunk the Packers. The Packers kicked field goals and didn't score touchdowns against them. You know.
Yeah. And Russell Wilson kind of stunk. That's why he was crying at the end of the game. Yeah.
He was giving Geno Smith a run for his money in the Buffalo game, you know? He was trying his hardest.
Hey, listen, I think he's only the second quarterback ever to throw 4 interceptions in a game and win it.
Yeah.
Especially in the playoffs. That's pretty good, man. You could throw 4 interceptions and win a football game. You're having a good day.
I threw 5 in high school once.
Did you really? Did you win?
I think we won. Yeah.
All righty, Greg. We're running out of time here.
All right. Well, enjoy the game, guys.
Hey, you too. Are you having a little bit of you having a party today?
I'm actually flying to Mexico tomorrow morning, so I'll be watching the game down in Mexico on the beach somewhere.
Ooh, now that's the way.
Now, can I ask Greg a quick question?
Sure, go ahead.
Greg, how do you stand living in Seattle after living in New York? The people are too nice out there.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I lived in New York for almost 30 years of my life, and I'm convinced you have to be partially insane in order to live out there.
Possibly, but don't you want to just tell people to shut up and leave you alone out there?
No, well, actually, people do leave me alone out here. It's great, Everyone's friendly and nice, and
Have you lost your New York vibe out there?
What was that?
Have you lost your New York vibe out there?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. No, I love it out here. I really do. I think it's great. I love coming back there to visit my family, but I love leaving to come back out here. I really do. But I'm a Jets fan through and through, so don't worry. There's no Jets and Mets. There's no chance in the world I'd ever convert any teams for out here. So I'm New York.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope that the new brain trust for the Jets gets us something to root for this year. I'm getting tired of giving up on the football season in October.
Please.
All right, Greg, have a good day.
Enjoy it out there.
Enjoy the game.
Hey, you too, guys.
Thanks for being on the show.
That is Greg Kohler out there. All right, let's go back outside with Chrissy and find out how Tony's making out in the parking lot. Chrissy, what's going on out there?
I'm back with the chef that claims he's not a chef, Tony. I don't think you give yourself enough credit.
Well, I tell you what, I've learned my cooking skills really mostly through the Boy Scouts, of course at home and things like that. But you learn a lot about cooking outdoors when you do stuff with the Boy Scouts.
Well, it looks great. What are we going to make now, Tony?
Well, first, I'm going to send some stuff down to the boys real quick. So I'm going to give them a little New England clam chowder real quick.
Yeah, Rocky had a long drive here. He's hungry.
we're going to pass that on to our producer who ran upstairs for us, and we're going to get that going for them. And we're sending them the Seattle.
Looks good.
The Seattle cakes. Remember now, it's easy to do stuff if you prepare it ahead of time and make it a little special. Throw some garnish on it. We got a little dill there, and yeah, a little dill, a little garnish, a little bit. All right, we're going to pass that off to the studio.
A little bit. All right.
Producer. There we go. Thank you very much. Take that down to the boys. All right. Let me show you.
What are we going to cook now?
We're making hot dogs for the.
Oh my God, those are hot dogs?
Yep.
Come on.
Yep, these are
Guys,
hot dogs.
look at these.
Yep, these are hot dogs. Okay.
Where the heck did you get those?
These were specially made, I guess. These are pretty big hot dogs, I guess.
Oh my God.
Your local Costco big box store, big hot dogs. What can I tell you?
Big game, big hot dogs.
Big game, right. You know what they say, go big or go home, baby. All right. So we're going to make the hot dog for the Patriots, which is a standard hot dog, but it's in a New England bun, and a New England bun is different than a regular hot dog bun. I'll show you guys.
It's a smaller hot dog?
It's a smaller hot dog, and the New England bun is cut on both sides. It's sort of like baked like a loaf instead of an individual bun. And their hot dog is made with green onions and peppers, and we're just going to grab a little spoon here. And we're going to put that right on. I fried them up in my frying pan. You could cook it beforehand.
How long did you have to cook the peppers for?
They take about 2 or 3 minutes. We're going to throw some more peppers in if we get a chance to do that. And this goes with yellow mustard.
My favorite.
You like yellow better than spicy. Okay.
I like it spicy.
Okay.
Chef.
All right. We'll try to keep the spices down for you. And there's a little spicy mustard.
That looks good.
And that's what it looks like. I don't know if we can get that on the
we need some cheese on that.
camera. Cheese. Well, this is their traditional hot dog. Okay.
Show it down there.
We'll show it down there. How's it looking? Pretty good? Closer? That's good. All right. You guys can see that? Great.
And that
All
was the
right.
Patriots.
And that's the Patriot dog. The dog for Seattle is onions and cream cheese, believe it or not.
Ooh, I love
so
cream
we're going to
cheese.
crank up that... We're going to crank up that stove right now, and we're going to throw some onions. Again, you're cooking outdoors and you're traveling, so use your Ziploc bags. They work great. I cut up everything beforehand.
Okay.
We're going to throw that in the frying pan.
They get the bigger hot dog?
We're going to fry those. Yeah, they get the bigger hot dog.
Because they're going to win, guys.
I don't know why. Let those guys at downstairs discuss why they got bigger hot dogs. than the
Who
guys
came
in
up with that?
Patriot. You know, I'm thinking Tom Brady doesn't really have, the Guglionis to win this game. So maybe.
I'm with you on that.
All right, I'm going to send it back to the boys, and we'll have the other hot dog done in a minute.
See you guys.
All right, guys. Thanks.
And we are enjoying this.
So wait a second. Tom Brady has deflated balls, but a bigger hot dog. Is this like a weird
figure.
show or
Go
something?
figure.
I mean, did I get?
No, I think.
What did I get myself into?
I think they were saying that Russell Wilson has the biggest hot dog.
Ooh.
Than Tom Brady.
Now you're going racial.
Now that's a stereotype.
Yeah.
Got to go by their shoe size, which you're going to go by, right?
This is fantastic, by the way.
Yes.
So, do we have Pete on the phone?
Do we eat?
We do. Okay, so on our phone is a
eat
good friend of the show. He was a bit agitated last week in the wake of Deflategate and the accusations leveled against his beloved New England Patriots.
Man, that's
As we
good.
all know, he must already be in the process of lubing up for the big game tomorrow. So let's get right to it. Please welcome to our program our good buddy, Pete Torgerson. Hey, Pete, how are you, man?
I'm only here so I won't get fined.
Did you ever have Pete? I know you're in the car. I think you told me you're going to be in the car. We have Rocky Klever with us in the studio today. So, did you ever? Back in your day, did people get fined for not talking to the media?
No. Everybody wanted to talk to the media back then because it was the only way of actually kind of promoting yourself, which guys didn't really do. But nobody ever got fined, especially for not talking with them. I mean, some guys are shy.
Pete, what do you think about this whole Marshawn Lynch thing?
He's an embarrassment. He should get a bag of Skittles and go sit in the closet.
He's doing a lot for the world of Skittles.
Yeah.
This guy's a knucklehead. He really is a knucklehead. He might be a great football player, but I just think he's a knucklehead. I don't get it. Somebody asked me, what's this guy got? Why does he have this, vendetta against the media?
Well, I was driving up this morning, and they had an ESPN thing on at like 6 in the morning, and he was the guy that talked to, I think Gray is his last name, the one correspondent. And it's not necessarily the media.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the sports writers that asked him about his DUI. He had a gun charge. Like, he had some problems.
I see.
And he hit somebody in Buffalo. He hit a pedestrian, got his license taken away. So obviously the local guys want to start harassing him with that. He didn't want to answer it. I think he just,
Yeah, I don't know. I Googled it, and they said that he had problems in college with, like, I think one reporter thought he was high when he was talking to him, actually.
Probably,
Another time he said something stupid, and they kind of called him out on it and stuff like that. So
he went to Cal Berkeley. That's a pretty good school.
That's right. You need to have some brains to get in there.
Yeah, or something.
Well, like what else?
I think maybe the Beast. We had nicknamed the Beast. Maybe he was the Beast then too.
So, Pete, it looks like Deflategate might have finally been deflated, as they say.
And you predicted this, you had it going right from the beginning.
I just kind of had a feeling.
It's all about plausible deniability, is what it is.
So you think this is going to help New England?
Yep, they're angry. We got a chip on our shoulders up here in New England.
Don't you always have a chip on your shoulder up there?
Yeah. Come on,
That's pretty cool.
You guys know about chips on shoulders.
So, I guess earlier this week, there's a polling place called Public Policy Polling, is the name of the company, and they did this, survey on, 600-something people. What do they think about the New England Patriots? Do they think they cheated? And in the court of public opinion, they really felt that these guys did it. I was really surprised. Belichick took the biggest hit, though. I think he's got more of an unfavorable rating than a favorable rating. Tom Brady didn't have the same thing happen to him. I think he went down a couple of points, but he still has a predominantly favorable rating. So I don't know what that means. I mean, the public opinion is one thing. I mean, we don't try things in the public. I mean, you think about Ferguson and things like that. I mean, you just don't do that,
But they're guilty.
No, you can't have it both ways, my friend. You really can't,
Hey, who cares about footballs? I got 2 words for you guys. Vince Wilfork. He's gonna pound Marshawn Lynch into the ground.
You should hope so.
You got my big 300-pound brother running a 4.6 40. He's gonna pound him.
Well, I think personally, I think that this is going to be a really close game. Obviously, it's the 2 number 1 seeds. It hasn't happened too often that the 2 number 1 seeds get to play in the championship game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I just think that Tom Brady's not going to be able to play with the balls that he's got.
Bada boom.
No. I think that it's going to be in their head, though. I think that they're going to be trying so hard to impress and show people that it's going to...
You mean the chip on the shoulder that Pete's talking
I think it's
about?
going to work against them. I don't know.
I disagree.
Well, that's not a surprise, Pete.
It's going to be a motivator.
Yeah.
Brady's going to set a Super Bowl record for touchdown passes.
Ooh.
Just to show that he could throw a regular ball.
Secondary back there, he's going to make them look like Girl Scouts. I don't know. Can I say Girl Scouts?
You can say Girl Scouts. It's copyrighted, but you can say it.
But you have to say the big game.
Right. You can't say Super Bowl.
It's a big game. I'm confident. I'm looking at about a 45-10 win.
45-10. Wow.
Yeah, and if it's close, as I said last week, they're going to still be going for touchdowns with under 2 minutes left. There's no taking knees. They're going to dig the hole and put the dirt on them.
Wow,
man, those are fighting words.
Well, now, but let me ask you a question: are you betting on it? Are you going to put your money there and say, here's what I'm going to do? I'm going to bet my house that New England's going to win this game.
If I was a gambling man, I would.
What is the point spread?
I think 3. I thought.
That's pretty close.
The line started out as the Patriots were getting 2.5. Everybody jumped on it, and now it's going to end up going the other way. The Seahawks are going to be a 1 to 2 point underdog, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
right. Well, I know you like New England. I just don't think they're going to do it.
Well, we hate New England, so that's not any big surprise.
I like Belichick, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. because he was with the Giants when I was here, and we commingled a little bit. He's a good
That's
guy.
right.
I mean, when he's on TV, he's, you know.
I'm really surprised. Pete Carroll and Belichick, they're a year apart. And actually, Pete Carroll is older than Bill Belichick. But I don't think you're looking at that. You would think that. I thought that Pete was the younger guy.
And you want to talk about cheating? Why did Pete Carroll get out of USC, for crying out loud? You want to bring up skeletons in closets?
Oh yeah, he got out of town because he knew he was doing things wrong.
Right. And then what's he doing up there?
Listen, when teams win,
I'm the HGH guys.
Well, he did get in trouble, I think, for practicing too long or something, didn't he? And then he had some guys on
He's
Adderall.
been in trouble. Yep.
Yeah, and give guys cars. These guys from the Seahawks, they're all hurt last week. Suddenly they're all miracles of science. They're all healed. Come on now.
So I guess two wrongs. You got two teams that are both cheating somehow, playing in the biggest game of the year.
Well, I don't think the Belichick thing was cheating anyway, either of them. I mean, if you have guys filming the game and someone just happens to start filming a coach, I mean, there's, like he said, there's 80,000 people watching that coach give signals.
That's right. I don't know. I just don't think that whatever they're doing is they might just be stretching it a little bit. But you know what? I think it's because they win all the time that people have to look for something as to what's the reason. How come they could win the division 11 years in a row or 14 years in a row, and the Jets can't win the division? It's got to be because they're cheating. They're doing something different.
And how do they win with really their wide receivers are not great?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, other than the two little white guys, I don't know if you could name who their wide receivers are.
No.
Can you say that, white guys?
I think so. I mean, isn't one like a little Jewish white guy too?
Yeah.
Edelman, or is that bad to say?
Edelman. Yeah.
See, Jewish people are happy to hear there's a Jewish kid playing
That's
football.
exactly right. Exactly right.
All righty, Pete. Good luck tomorrow.
All right, guys.
And thank you. First. By the way, we owe you one now for Boston coming in here and beating our Islanders.
I know. I was with the Islanders on that one.
Oh, well, yeah. I thought you'd be doing the happy dance.
I'm hating the Bruins lately.
Oh, all right.
All right. Thanks, Pete. We'll talk to you.
All right, guys. Good job.
All righty. We're going to take another break here at the Glory Days Big Game Extravaganza with our in-studio guest, Rocky Klever. We're going to go put our coats on and head outside and join Tony and give him a hand cutting things up. And
all right.
Yeah. And we're going to give Chrissy a break so she can head back.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com. InRavio.com wants you. InRavio provides the best in TV, film, post-production, and so much more. And we're growing. Right now, we're looking for a team of pros that can join us. So what are you waiting for? We need show hosts, production crew, marketing gurus, sales experts, audio engineers, lighting, visual effects, and camera crews. We want you. Go to InRavio.com/join the team.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or a flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural.
And organic.
But strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
What's up, guys? We're Scared On Fair, and we're here with InRavio. If they catch you at a show with one of these bracelets, you will win $100.
That's a lot of money.
So get a bracelet.
Do whatever it takes to get that. Hit them up online.
Welcome back to the Glory Days Show with Bruce Disco.
All right, come on in, guys. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Come on into my kitchen. All right, so
all righty. We're out here in the parking lot. We have our jackets on. Why don't you have a jacket on?
Right in front of the stove, man, and all the heat's just coming at me.
All right.
Keep me warm.
This is Chef Tony, and we're talking a little bit about what you can do. Now, you could actually do this at a tailgate party. This is not something that's impossible.
Yeah, I have a little electric running out of the studio, so that's why I have an electric steam table.
What studio?
Our studio.
We're in the parking lot.
I have electric running out of the studio.
Oh, I get it. All right, sorry.
Yeah. So, anyway, what I've done for you guys today is I've got the hot dogs going. Those were the Patriot dogs, right? And they have green onions and mustard. And the Seattle dogs are a little bit different. They have cream cheese.
Look at that. That's impressive.
Yeah. And tell you what, that stereotype is true.
It's true. It's true.
Oh.
Man.
So, that's kind of what Tom's up against.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyway.
He doesn't measure up.
He doesn't measure up. Let's make the hot dog. Okay, so the traditional Seattle dog is in a hoagie type roll. Okay, and it's a big
Schwanz stuff in there.
A little bit of
onions,
grilled onions, right, and then cream cheese. And when you're outside, you learn how to improvise a little bit.
Ooh.
So I didn't have a pastry bag, so I took a Ziploc bag and put some cream cheese in it.
You put a point on it?
And I had the point.
Is it amazing or what?
And it's not working. Oh no, here it comes. Here it comes. It's whipped cream cheese.
You need two hands.
Yeah.
Want me to help here?
Yeah. Okay, everybody get in there. Okay. All right, that's it. Yeah, you're going to be squeezing. Squeezing the bag.
Great.
Bruce, you're going to be hot dogging the hot dogs. Okay, there you go. And
you want more?
No, that's good. That's good.
All right, Disco, I got a little plate for you to put it down on.
Why can't I eat it?
Yeah, you can eat it. Tell me how they taste. Onions. Okay.
Well, I have had cream cheese on a hot dog before.
Yeah. We had them there in Baltimore. In Baltimore, yeah.
Baltimore, right?
That's right. Here you go.
Oh.
Theirs is cream cheese and jelly. That's their hot dog.
It's a production line here.
Okay. You're going to eat it, or you want to eat one of the other dogs?
I'm going to eat it when everybody else eats it.
Okay.
You know, the
Ooh,
camera. The
little-
camera puts 55 pounds on it.
Is that the end of that? Oh, okay. Oh, it's coming out.
it's-
All kinds of orifices are happening.
I know, this is,
All right, so it pays to get the.
I don't know.
Buy the official bag. Don't buy the.
Look what the boys made me do.
Yeah. Again, I'm stuck with this scrotum here, squeezing it. That's okay, right, to say? It's
a medical
scientific.
term.
Yeah, I think it's a medical term. Yeah. Okay, and that's where we are. But I tell you what, let me put the covers on this, and let's take a little look at the whoopie pies. What we're going to have for dessert.
Wait a minute, before we do that, why don't we take a minute or two and check out Chrissy in the studio audience and see how everything's going there so far. You guys having a good time out
Hey,
there?
you want me to send something up to the studio audience?
Hey guys, are you guys having fun?
Oh yeah, having a lot of fun.
Look at those.
You guys are very lively. Who are you guys rooting for tomorrow for the big game?
I'm rooting for the Seahawks.
All right, good man, smart man. What about you?
As a Giant fan, I'm just happy that it's not the Cowboys in, so I guess I'll go to the Seahawks.
All right, what about you?
I like the Patriots.
Oh, shoot. You just lost me. All right. What about you guys? What are you guys doing for the big game?
I'm working.
Oh, man.
I can't help you there.
You're not going to watch?
Maybe I'll get home in time for the end of the game. And
You should quit your job immediately.
I can't. I have to pay for his education.
Oh, man. What about you guys back here?
My brother's house. We're going to have about 50 people over. You know, I took off from work. I said, I'm not working. We're having 50 people over. It's going to be kind of crazy.
You should get Chef Tony to come over and cook for you. What about you guys?
I'm just heading to Ronkonkoma for a little bar party.
Nice. And you, sir?
Staying home. We're going to root for Seattle.
All right. Give me 5. All right. What do you guys got going on over there? Guys, are you there?
I think she's talking to
Chef
us.
Tony? Is he still with us?
We're eating.
Yeah.
Hold on. I have to tell you, this is fantastic. Even out here in the cold.
All right, we're going to make some whoopie pies. Okay.
All right.
Quick. All right, so our whoopie pies are real easy stuff. This is just cake mix, and what you just put a few more eggs and a lot less water and some oil, and it makes more like a cookie. You know, it's less like a cake. So we're going to spread some. This is fluff. And
Fluff?
some other, yeah, it's like 4 different kinds of sugar plus fluff. So if you're diabetic, this is not the way to go. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a cream sandwich just like that. Mm-hmm. And then while you guys are upstairs, I'm going to be putting on laces because they're going to look like footballs. If you take a look at them, they're kind of long like a football. So we have traditional whoopie pie for us Seattle guys, okay? And we are going to make a Boston cream whoopie pie for our Patriot guys, okay? So Boston cream filling looks like vanilla pudding. It's really rubbery, but no, it's oh so good, okay?
Oh so good?
Oh so good. It's oh so good. It spreads easily, okay? And there you go. It's a Boston cream whoopie pie. So why don't you guys try to make one? You want to make one? Just go. You don't have a. Okay. So
I'm gonna stick to the hot dog.
Come on,
Too
man,
much? All right, sorry.
Oh, all right, All right, okay. There you go. A little bit more than that. All right. Now you guys got to try one of these before you leave, because these may never make it down to the studio.
There's a very good chance that this is even going to make the next 3 seconds.
Yeah. You're going to try that. You're going to like that. I'm telling you.
Wow, that is good.
That isn't too bad. There's no laces on that one, and these yellow ones are a little bit more deflated than the brown ones. So I know
So
you
they're
guys.
the New
I
England
heard
ones.
you guys. I get the station up here in the parking lot. I heard you guys talking about that. So that's where we are with our total meal. Again, easy to make in the parking lot. This is not a lot of stuff. You end up with a lot of containers at the end of the day. But if you do your prep work at home, you're going to get yourself a whoopie pie. You guys, you want to?
I'm still doing the
still
hot
wanna-
dog.
I'm going to send
Yeah.
you down some whoopie pies.
Hey,
Okay.
I've got to
you
try
haven't
one.
really had, I mean, obviously when you're a player, you don't have a lot of tailgate experience, but when you go to games now, do you guys tailgate? Do you,
I don't.
You don't?
But when I was playing, we used to come out after the game and go to different tailgates.
Oh, that's cool.
Coleco Country. You know, they had some food like this, some beer. It's always nice to leave a game and go get some beer and a hot dog.
We have a friend, Joe Martone. They do a tailgate party every game, before the game. And it's one of those big ones. There's 10, 12 people at the tailgate. And they do everything. They do the... sometimes they do the roasted pig. Sometimes they do the... they do...
Go all out.
Go all out. John Zeiss is another one who's a big tailgate. And they do all the prep work ahead of time so that everything that they make, they can put on the grill. Whether it's little chicken cutlets, it's sausage, it's onions, and they know how to do it, man. That is the way to do it.
I'm sure there was a time that football was a football game. Now it's an event, an all-day event for guys like us. We live on Long Island, and we go out towards New York and New Jersey to see football games. You get on a bus early in the morning, or you drive your car early in the morning. If you're tailgating, you leave even earlier. And it's an all-day thing. And you come home late at night.
It becomes an all-day thing.
Yeah,
and
you get the.
I think the parking lot's open 4 hours. I think 4 hours or 5 hours before the game starts.
Designated tailgate areas.
Oh no,
Are there?
There's no designated.
It's been a while since I've been to a game.
Yeah.
Do you know there's some when they were talking about putting the stadium in Manhattan? One of the caveats of it was that there was not going to be any tailgating. There are some stadiums that don't allow tailgating.
Yeah, if you have underground parking or you have...
and they didn't allow tailgating for the Super Bowl last year. Ooh, I said that word for the big game last year, right?
No, that's right. That was one of the things the NFL said, no tailgating, because they didn't want people with fires and, and things like that.
Yeah, it makes sense for the big game because they're having, thousands more people, right? All the media and everything.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah, it's a security issue.
Everybody they can get in there, standing room only, but... this goes from the college days when people spent, met their friends, they're at their alma mater and partied with their friends before their team played, and it's been brought up to the pro level.
It's a big part of it, and if you're having a party tomorrow, this is very important. The food is very important because you probably have a mix of people that really want to watch the game, and people that are just there for it to be like a social
for
event.
a party.
For a party. And there's nothing worse than having bad food.
Now you're making me nervous. I have to prepare stuff.
What are you preparing?
Well, personally,
You should bring the chef with you.
You guys call them pigs in a blanket, but I call them wiener wraps.
Okay.
So I'm going to make those, and then just different hot dips. You have to worry about gluten-free and carbs and proteins and all that. So probably some chicken wings.
Well, we've got...
Will there be any beer?
There'll be some beer. And it's kind of a dual party because my daughter is having a baby on Monday.
Ooh.
Your daughter's going to be...
My daughter, yes.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Great,
So it's the first grandchild. Yep, thanks. So she already knows it's a boy, and she knows that she's got it scheduled for cesarean on Monday. So
Well, it's a good thing, because now that's that whole thing with Richard Sherman
Right.
now. Richard Sherman says his wife is due.
Well, it's not his wife. It's his girlfriend.
His girlfriend
That's
is
right.
due. She said she was due in like 2 weeks, but what they were talking about was the possibility he brought her with her because it's a possibility she could have it tomorrow.
Right.
And,
they can just have it in the locker room.
And he's not sure to...
That's all?
Yeah.
Sterile.
He's conflicted.
Well, there's doctors there.
Yes,
She
right.
could have it right there.
I think he's made arrangements with a local hospital.
And
but if it happens at 4 o'clock, who knows?
Why would they just schedule that? I mean, Kelly knew going in that I think she was going to be like February 10th or something, and then the doctor said, well, the baby might be too big, so we might want to do a cesarean. So I just said, well, just tell them to do it and let's schedule it.
That to me is the way to do it.
Right.
Then you could pick the birthday.
Well, the baby's going to be born on Groundhog's Day, I guess. I didn't know that was Groundhog's Day.
The second.
So I don't care what name it is. I'm going to call the kid Pucks. Right? Yeah.
Puxatawny Phil.
I mean, you can't call him Phil.
All righty. Well, this was fantastic. Thank you.
All
man.
right. I'll see you guys down in the studio as soon as we get these.
Sounds good, Tony.
These whoopie pies going, and I'll join the
We'll get there
audience
because I
down
know
there.
the audience is hungry out there.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you know what? How much better can this show get? I mean, come on. We got a live cooking segment. Okay, correspondence reports from both of those big game cities, Seattle and New England, and a friggin' professional football player.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I got an idea. What if we go back to the studio?
Let's warm up.
Okay.
I'm freezing.
And we'll get some questions from the audience for you.
Okay.
And then you could answer some questions. We'll get all their predictions. We'll give you our predictions. And, of course, we'll get a prediction from the Stone.
Sammy Stone.
All righty? You're watching The Glory Days Show with Bruce and Disco, only on the InRadio.com TV network. Coming right back.
All right.
Thanks, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
Good job. Thank you.
All right. So how does it taste with cream cheese? Not as bad as you think.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered. InRavio.com wants you. InRavio provides the best in TV, film, post-production, and so much more. And we're growing. Right now, we're looking for a team of pros that can join us. So what are you waiting for? We need show hosts, production crew, marketing gurus, sales experts, audio engineers, lighting, visual effects, and camera crews. We want you. Go to InRavio.com/join the team.
Hey, this is Chris Les Jake, and if InRavio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
All righty, welcome back to the Glory Days Show with Bruce and Disco here on the InRadio TV network. We've got Rocky Klever in the studio with us, and we've got Chrissy Bogue with a microphone in the studio audience. What do you say we get some questions? See what they're interested in, what kind of things they're talking about. So let's throw it over that way.
All right, guys, you ready for your questions? Yeah. You guys don't seem very excited. Come on. Having a big game party. Come on, let's light it up. All right, we'll start with you, sweetie. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, what's your question for Rocky?
What punishments, if any, do you think should be given to the Patriots for the actions in Deflategate?
I don't really think anything much of a punishment. I mean, they should, like a $200 fine like back in the old days if you miss something. And that way they can say they punished them and then it's over. I just wish it would be over.
Is that because you just think it's just a so you really don't feel that it's a fact that they were trying to get an advantage?
I don't even think it's an advantage, personally. And it should be to a point where every quarterback can have a little bit of advantage for how they like it. Just like a kicker. Some kickers like the balls different. If a quarterback likes it 13.5, that's fine. Maybe make it, Maybe make it 12 to 14. And then once they're done, you put some sort of seal on the hole.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Like a chastity belt, so to speak, for the ball, to where then it's the same.
All righty.
And if anybody punctures it, it deflates all the way. Then something's wrong.
Ooh.
There you go.
All right.
See, this guy should have been the new commissioner.
Oh yeah.
Next question.
44. I think he got paid $44 million last year. So
That's a
can we work on that?
And it's a non-profit organization, which I can't say I knew that. The NFL is a non-profit organization. The
That
teams
makes a
aren't.
tremendous
The
profit?
teams aren't, but the NFL is.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the NFL can't make a profit?
That's right.
So he had some expenses, if that's not.
That's how he makes $44 million,
right.
man, or $440 million, whatever it was.
It
you know?
must be the suits that he wears.
All right, let's go back. Let's throw it back to the studio audience here.
All right, what's your name and what's your question?
My name's Kevin, and I wanted to know, was there anybody who was just not like a very good teammate, like somebody that you just hated, and why?
Oh, I loved all my teammates.
You don't gotta name names.
Well, everybody says bad things about Mark Gastineau. Mark Gastineau was kind of misunderstood. He was my roommate one training camp, and he was kind of shy. And so when he got out in public, I think he wanted to kind of build himself up to make up for the being shy or not being so confident. But Marty Lyons is a great friend of mine, and we do joke about stuff. But he was a guy that was in practice that would be like, oh, take it easy. And then if you ran by him, he'd kill you. and then you'd be like, what are you doing? He'd just laugh. He had this little silly giggle like, hey.
Now, when Gastineau, you said he was a shy guy when he began. What was it that brought it out? Did he just get more comfortable being in front of all these people? Or you think that, I know in the crowd, we loved it when he got up and he did that sack dance and stuff. As a fan, that was fantastic. We loved it.
Well, obviously, because everybody does that now. I mean, I say that Mark was ahead of his time because he was the first one to kind of do, even though sometimes it was kind of a cool dance. It looked like it was, not scripted or whatever. Right. It didn't look like he practiced it. When he really went crazy, that was kind of fun to watch because it usually meant he did something really well. Right. But everybody does that now. I mean, guys make a tackle on kickoff and they stand up and do that.
Yeah,
right, and it's going to be 45-0.
Yeah, right.
I don't like that thing with every time they make a first down, they walk up and they do that and that. Come on.
Well, I think like Cam Newton does that a lot.
Yeah.
I think if you do that and it's not actually a first down, there should be a penalty for like inappropriate first down signaling. Make it like 15 yards. And then maybe they'd stop doing it unless they really knew, like they could look down and go, yeah, that's a first down, I'm okay.
What do you think about touchdown celebrations? When you caught a touchdown,
right.
What did you do? The first NFL touchdown, do you remember?
I celebrated and spiked it and ran to my friends,
Yeah.
Did you save the ball?
I didn't do some kind of weird little dance. Well, my first touchdown was also Ken O'Brien's first touchdown.
Oh,
so who do you think got the ball?
Oh.
Yeah, and it was against New England.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I see.
So I do have a couple footballs, but not specifically my first one. I hope Kenny still has it.
He better.
Yeah.
You ever see him?
No.
Because he doesn't want to give back the ball.
Well, he lives in California. He will always say, yeah, I'm coming out for a golf tournament.
And
he always says, oh, yeah, it never shows. Yeah.
I see. Let's get back to the studio audience.
Who we got?
I'm coming over to here. All right, what's your name and what's your question for Rocky?
It's Phil. So I actually don't like your jab about people named Phil outside before, but it's all right. But I was born in '86, so I've only known the Giants as the better team. But how was the rivalry back in like the '80s? Back when you played in Giant Stadium, did anybody give you any jabs like, hey, the Jets are playing Giant Stadium or anything?
Well, our biggest rivalry, and I did notice the Giants shirt there too, but that's Phil Simms. Yeah. Our biggest rivalry with the Giants was when we do charity basketball games.
I remember you telling us the story.
Yeah. So we played in Staten Island. Is that Wagner?
Yep.
And Richie Kotite went to Wagner.
Oh.
So he was there. It was our team against the Giants. And we actually had like a bench clearing brawl.
If I recall, I think you mentioned Zeke Mowatt.
Yeah, Zeke Mowatt. Yeah. Now, I mean, it was a really close game. Like Pepper Johnson, Zeke Mowatt, those guys were really good too. So what happened is Keith Newbert ended up getting in a little push and shove with this kid, Sheldon White, I think his name was. I don't know. Do you remember Sheldon White? I think he was a corner or DB. But Sheldon White was also a boxer. like Golden Gloves. So he hit Newbert like 5 times, and Newbert didn't even know what he was doing. Yeah. So then all of us kind of had to start grabbing guys. So I grabbed Zeke Mowat, and at one point I thought, because he's pretty big, and at one point he wanted to kind of fight, I think, and I was like, just shut up and let's not. We can't fight now. Like, it's over. Let's get on with it. And they called the game, and that was the last charity basketball game we had with the Giants.
Oh, by the way, that was international soccer star who's been on this show, Philippe Alonso.
Good to see him.
Nice.
And we had Bobby Baseball, who's also been on our show. And Kevin D, who's our hockey analyst.
All right.
All righty.
Let's get back.
We got more questions. We got more questions
Rocky
out there?
Uh-oh.
What's your question?
My name is also Phil, and
Oh, wow, we got a lot of Phils.
I have a
Sorry,
question.
Phil.
Like, I want to play out a scenario. Marshawn Lynch wins the MVP. He's on the podium. What happens?
He probably will say, I accept this MVP only so I don't get fined. And then I'm sure he'll have a big bowl of Skittles. Because he's got to be making money from Skittles, whoever makes Skittles, right?
But does he grab his crotch?
At one point, he probably will. But, like, I listened to him on the radio this morning, and he came from a very poor background, which I don't care how much money you make. If you grow up poor, you don't get fined. You don't want to pay a $130,000 fine by any means. But he's done that. So I think in a little bit he's being a little hypocritical because he's making so much money off it. And even though it could have been tongue-in-cheek, I thought it was good that he got up there and just said, they're making me talk.
Yeah.
I thought he should have went a little more racial and say the white man's making me talk.
The man.
Yeah, I need Al Sharpton to help me out here. Yeah. But basically, I'm sure he'll accept it.
Oh, yeah. He's got to, right? Because they just say, accepting on the part of Marshawn Lynch is Jeremy Kirsch.
Right.
He's got to accept it. All right.
But I mean, he'll get a bonus in his check for that. There's got to be a bonus in his contract for
an
MVP
Super Bowl,
in the Super Bowl, right? And I don't know if you guys heard, my daughter Kelly is having a baby on Monday, and I'm telling her to pick the baby's name, whoever wins the MVP of the Super Bowl.
I got to tell you, I tried to do that.
Marshawn would be cool.
I tried to do that with my son when he was being born because it was the 1986 World Series.
Okay.
Yes.
And I said to my wife, I said, listen, if the Mets win, what a big Met fan I am, I'd like to name it after whoever wins the MVP for the series. She goes, it's not going to be Mookie Wilson.
Was Howard Johnson still playing then?
Howard Johnson was playing. Would have been Ray Knightis who was
that's not bad.
Yeah.
Ray.
Well, my son's name is Justin. Okay, so there we go.
So you lost on all corners.
Mookie, I couldn't. I really couldn't do that. You can't do that.
All right, we got another question out there.
All right, let's go to the guy that's missing the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, the big game. The big game. The big game.
The big game.
What's your question for Rocky?
Okay. At the end of the game, the winning team and the losing team meet in the middle of the field, and everybody's happy and they shake hands.
Yeah.
And in the regular season, you could see that because there's always next week. But in a playoff like the Green Bay-Seattle game, one team is high as a kite, and one team is just devastated because they lost, and how they lost, nobody knows. What do they say to each other when they come to the middle of the field? You can't say, you should have won.
Well, no,
what do you say?
Usually they're
And what do the
guys you
coaches
either
say,
know from college or the Pro Bowls or things like that. So you just go and shake hands and, say good job, good luck next week. It's not like you suck, we were better than you, we should have won.
Well, you don't say good luck next week, you say good luck next year.
Oh, yeah. Well, in this game, in the big game, yeah.
Do they do things like, here, take this confetti with you as you go, my team colors?
I don't know in a Super Bowl how much they actually interact after the game. Like, did Peyton Manning go and actually shake hands with Russell Wilson and say, you're a good young player or something?
I bet you Peyton Manning
Peyton Manning must have been
I think he was on a plane back home at the end of the third quarter.
Any more questions? Because we do have a giveaway. So
we have one more question.
All right, one more question.
One more question, Disco.
The politicians are worried about what town's going to win if they're going to destroy it like Detroit. When the Tigers play, they burn cars and stuff. What's your thoughts on that?
I always think that's kind of strange to actually destroy stuff because you win. But now I would think Seattle would not do that because people in Seattle are so much different than people from Boston. I don't know why you'd want to burn a car or, I could see breaking into a liquor store maybe if it was closed. If they party more.
Well, it is going to be about, by the time the game's over, it's about 11 o'clock at night, right?
Yeah, out there it'll be, what,
In
8?
Seattle, it'll be 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
They'll
nothing's
just be
going
having-
on in Seattle.
They might just be having coffee in Seattle by the time. But out in New England, they're going to be looking to get drunk.
But I think that happens a lot of times in the person's arena. Like they're playing in Phoenix, and Phoenix has so many different fans. I went to go watch Danny Klecko play in Phoenix, and there were more New England fans than Cardinal fans.
Wow.
Yeah. And every weekend, if you go near the stadium, I don't care who they're playing, there'll be Jets there. I mean, there'll be people in the opposing team's uniform more than the actual Cardinals because there's so many people, transplants out there.
All right, you know what we're going to do now?
No.
We're going to give away a couple of signed Rocky Klever things.
Ooh.
All right, how does that sound? All right.
Ooh. Yeah.
All right, so we've got a mini football, a mini Rocky Klever football. So here, I want you to pick a number.
Oh, I'm going to pick a number?
You're just going to pick a number. There is a corresponding number out there.
3.
Who's got number 3? Hey!
Who's that?
Thank you, Rocky.
No problem.
All righty. I have another small Rocky Klever football.
Is that smaller than the other one?
These are 2 small balls.
Yeah, that one was deflated. Yeah.
Yeah. Shrinkage.
Shrinkage.
Okay, now I probably should have done 009785 1.
Who's got number
1?
1?
Oh!
Who's number 1?
The big man.
Hey, I'm going to throw it this
He's
way.
running up to get it.
There you go. The big man.
A Giants fan.
A Giants fan, right?
Yeah.
That's the guy who wins the thing?
Yeah.
All right, now everybody is eligible for this one. This is the nicer one. The other 2 only cost me $1. This is the nicer one. Now everybody's eligible for this one except Phil because Phil's wearing the Phil Simms jersey. Yeah.
Ooh. Phil Simms was good, though, wasn't he?
He was great.
All righty. And the big winner is...
And his son's on the Jets, right?
Yes.
Is he still
Matt,
on the Jets?
Matt
Yeah.
Simms, right?
Right. Okay. 4.
Who's number 4?
Bobby Baseball.
Come up here, man.
Baseball.
Bobby Baseball.
Look how good Bobby
Okay, young
Baseball,
man.
That's Bobby Baseball right there. All righty. We're going to take one more break before we end today's show. How about we go set up you guys in the audience with some New England and Seattle whoopie pies and things and
wieners?
And wieners. And we'll head over there and we'll join you. You're watching the Glory Day Show with Bruce Disco only on the Radio TV network. We are coming right back.
Now, wait, did you say something about...
For over 60 years, Hansen Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hansen Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansenCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hansen Carpet has got you covered. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com. InRavio.com wants you. InRavio provides the best in TV, film, post-production, and so much more. And we're growing. Right now, we're looking for a team of pros that can join us. So what are you waiting for? We need show hosts, production crew, marketing gurus, sales experts, audio engineers, lighting, visual effects, and camera crews. We want you. Go to InRavio.com/join the team.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or a flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural.
And organic.
But strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
What's up, guys? We're Scared No Fair, and we're here with InRavio. If they catch you at a show with one of these bracelets, you will win $100.
That's a lot of money.
So get a bracelet.
Do whatever it takes to get that. Hit them up online.
Welcome back to the Glory Days Show with Bruce Bisco here on the InRavio TV network. And that is it for the big game extravaganza. We hope everybody had a great time here today. Just want to say some thank yous before we go.
All right.
First and foremost, thanks to Rocky Klever.
The man.
Waking up early and making that trip from New Jersey, spending some time with us. I hope you had a good time.
Oh, yeah, it was okay. No.
I want to thank my brother Tony, the chef, for the unbelievable job of tailgate party today. Appetizers, hot dogs. Oh, wait a minute, whoopie pies.
Whoopie pies.
Everybody grab a whoopie pie. All right, if you're grabbing the white ones, that means you're rooting for New England. No, you can have whichever ones you want.
Not yet, no.
All right, thanks to our fantastic studio audience, their predictions, everything. Oh, hey, grab me Sammy Stone. I forgot to ask him. We didn't make our predictions.
And you didn't thank
We're
Chrissy.
getting there.
You didn't thank Chrissy either.
We're getting there.
There we go. There we go.
I'm not
That's right.
done yet.
All right.
You see, the teleprompter just stopped.
Oh, I see.
All righty. We want to thank our hotline guests, Pete Torgerson and Greg Kohler. Both of you, good luck tomorrow in the big game. And thanks to our producers, Kyle Melnick, Bonnie Schultz, working behind the glass very hard. And thanks, of course, to the lovely and talented Chrissy Bogue, who did a great job today, right?
Thank you guys. That's fun.
Don't forget, we had Ken Nielsen out there lugging that handheld camera around. And we had another guy who I don't know what his name is.
But he made sure that we signed the...
Mario.
Mario.
All right, so shall we find out? Well, who do you think is going to win the game tomorrow?
I'm going with Seattle.
You're going with Seattle.
There we go.
We know that you already had said you were going to go with Seattle.
Yes.
And I'm going to go with Seattle. What about you?
Seattle.
There we
There
go.
you go. All right. Let's see if we can get Sammy Stone to give us a prediction. Right. Sammy Stone.
That's right.
Tell me the future.
Hey, speak English.
Sammy Stone.
You got him.
Tell me the future.
Okay, ask me.
Will New England beat Seattle?
Maybe, maybe not.
Oh, all that, and that's what I got.
Isn't that all he ever says?
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. Thanks again, Chuck and Bonnie, for putting up with this nonsense week after week and allowing us to put together this special show for all of you. And, of course, thank you guys, every one of our loyal viewers out there. Don't forget, check out the Glory Days On Demand page on www.inravio.com and watch any of our past shows or any of the other great shows that are on the InRavio.com TV network. You say the last one.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Very good.
Thanks, man. That was good.
in review.